A, state the general theory of evolution. Question 6. General theory of evolution. So you go back to your notes and what have you learned about evolution? Okay. So this is the definition that you learn about evolution. So as long as you write this one, you score the mark. So evolution is the development of new type of organism. Remember, it's not new species. New species is for the word speciation. So when I say evolution is the development of new type of organisms from pre-existing type by accumulated changes in the gene pool through a long period of time. So you write this answer, you get the marks. Okay, state the general theory of evolution. So the keyword they're looking for in your answer is change over time. So the word time must be there. If you say formation of new type of organism from pre-existing time, a pre-existing type without the word time there, you will not get the mark because evolution needs time. So there's a very key word there. Now, very interestingly, they show you in figure 6.1 several types of organism to show how the eyes and the receptor cells of the eye changes in evolution. Okay, that means when the new type organism arises from pre-existing type, they become more and more complex. Remember, I shared with you before that when evolution happens, all right, we start from a very simple cell here, which is unicellular prokaryotic cell, right? It becomes a unicellular eukaryotic cell, right? Unicellular eukaryotic cells because there's a compartmentalization in the cell forming different organelles with different structure and different function. Then the cells starts to group together to form a multicellular organism like fungi, plantae, and animalia. So this is the direction of evolution showing you that the organisms become more and more complex. So more and more complex structures and functions are being formed in the line of evolution. So in this table, they show you organisms which their structure starting from simple here, becoming more and more complex as the organism evolve with time. And what are the focus? So let us go through the details that they show here, okay? Starting from Euglena, let's see what they focus on. Euglena is a single cell eukaryote. It's got a simple eye spot. So it has only got one eye spot, so one dot there. And this dot of eye can detect intensity and direction of light only. Next, Turbularian flatworms, they start to have got cup-shaped eyes. Instead of one dot, they got cup-shaped eyes. So starting from one dot, okay, so let's say one dot here. Now the eye is cup-shaped, okay, cup-shaped eye. And each with a layer of light receptor cells. So they have got light receptor cells now. So can you see the change here? Now we have got light receptor cell. So let's draw the cell. So we've got a cell, light receptor cell, okay? And they can detect intensity and direction of the light better than the Euglena. And in addition, they can detect movement. So this is something additional in this group here. This is additional. Okay, then the next, mollusk has the eyes with deeper cup. So now the cup has become deeper. So it's become deeper already. And narrower opening. So this is something new here. There's a narrow opening. So that means the opening now becomes narrower. So I need to redraw this to make it narrower. So maybe it is deeper, but narrower opening for the light to come in. Okay. And they can form a rough image. They can see shape. They can detect the direction better. So the additional thing here is the ability to see a rough image instead of just the light. They can also see the shape already. Okay, up to here, can you see what are the additional things the increase in complexity of the organism through the evolution. So it's actually being shown here, right? A new form is produced from a pre-existing form. Okay, so this is 3 examples. Let's look at the other examples here. 2 more to go. So the mollusk has eyes with lenses. So this is something additional, right? Just now we don't have lens. So now suddenly there's this new thing called the lens. Okay, lens made out of jelly. So they can see more detailed images. Just now can, but now it's even detailed. Okay. And mammals' eyes are more complex. It has got a fixed lens. A fixed lens. That means we only got one lens, whereas mollusks got many lenses. Can you see that? From many lenses becomes one lens, which is the cornea. It can bend the light, and it got another lens, which can change shape to focus. So one is to bend the light, and the other one is to focus the light. Okay. So they can know the object of different distances. So now we can know the distance of the image. Not only we can see the image, we know how far away it is from the organism. Okay, and deeply cup shaped. So the eye is a very deep cup shape, so become deeper and deeper. And they also got layer of light receptor cells. So basically it's showing you the formation of a different kind of structures becoming more and more complex as evolution happens, okay, as time passes by. Okay, so let's look at the question what they want to ask the student. So use the information in figure 6.1. Suggest how a complex eye, such as that of mammals, could have evolved in a successive stage. So suggest how a complex eye, such as that of mammals, could have evolved in successive stage. So this is 6B. Okay, right. So first, starting from not having until you have, that means you must have got a gene or allele that code for the new structures, right? So starting from your original organism, let's say the first organism here in the table, which is Euglena, right? Starting from Euglena. Euglena that does not have got the lenses and so on. How can it evolve until you have got those additional structures like cup-shaped eyes, lenses, and receptor cells? You need gene and allele to code for them. So how do those genes and allele arise in the first place for those structures to come? Okay, it must be because of mutation. So that's the very first thing you need to talk about. So it could be mutation, and it has to be mutation. Mutation that give rise to new genes. All right. So this is 1 mark. So if we can talk about mutation that give rise to the new genes, okay, as well as alleles. Because as the evolution happens, the structure that's already present becomes more improved version. So it's a structure that's present with improved version, you are changing the allele. A structure that's not present become present, you are adding the gene in. So you need to know the differences between the gene and the allele. Gene is coding for something that's not there yet. Whereas allele, something is already there, is a different version, right? Different version of the same gene. Then it's the allele that is produced because of mutation. Okay? So what kind of features are coded by the new genes and alleles that arise due to mutation? So it leads to maybe development of light receptor cells, okay, or mutation that leads to the eyes or the light receptor layer is the one that becoming cup-shaped. Originally it's a dot, right? Later on, the layer of cells arranged into cup shape. Then also the region for the entry of light becomes narrower because they say that less and less light can come in, right? After that, the lens are formed. And then after that, you have got fixed lens, which is actually the cornea is also formed. So this is showing the different stages of development. Okay, so they ask you to show the different successive stages of development in sequence like this. Okay, and of course, why do they exist is because of having these features or structures give selective advantage to the organism, and that's why they exist. Right, so first is form, and having those structures give selective advantage. So therefore they exist. So this is another marking point for this question. All right, so let's go to the next question.